talking about the great bands, acts that you can go check out right now, the live. They play great hard rock and metal. Bands that are touring, bands that are going to be touring probably even bigger in 2019. So there's some cool things happening. This is Kiss's last go-around. Queen is going out with Adam Lambert. So there's some cool stuff happening. And probably so. And I don't want to disqualify bands that are indie-ish or maybe, not real well known or maybe playing smaller things. Those can still be, sometimes those are like really freaking awesome shows. So that's going to be today's topic on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. You are listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, Hard Rock and Metal Circus. Our website is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Please check back often. There is tons of interviews, special podcasts, all kind of cool stuff there at LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. There's also all kind of the links to jump off to all the other stuff, and there's merchandise there too. So please check it all out. You can pop your email address in there and receive updates all the time about what podcasts are out and what you can check out and direct links and things like that. Those of you that are listening right now on some sort of social media platform, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Wherever you share the podcast right now. So even if you're listening to one of the replays on Player FM or iTunes or something like that, there's a little button there to share it. Just share it to whatever your favorite social media outlet is. This is really important because this gets the music out there to all your friends. So if you're checking out the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus or Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus and you're having a good time and you're liking it, then chances are the people that you party with on social media, they're going to dig it too. So this is a way to kind of, bring more people in, get more people excited about what's going on, and keep great guitar-driven music alive. That's what it's all about. So take a minute when you get and hit that share button. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. All right, and sitting next to me, I'm sorry, I'm just blathering on. This lovely young lady, Miss Lily V6. What's up, Lily?
What's up? How's everyone doing? Good times.
Good times. Good times.
It's cold out.
So let me ask you, because I got into a kind of discussion with some people about this this week. The song "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Oh.
Are you offended by that song?
No, but you know what, Lou? I'm not offended by too many things, so it's something like that's not going to offend me. In fact, it's a Christmas song. Maybe you should just get over it. I get the underlying message there, but come on, how old is that song?
Yeah, it's very old. It's not like a new song.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to guys understand that sometimes things happen artistically when people had sort of a different moral compass. They weren't, So,
and then now people are offended by Rudolph.
Well, Rudolph really is. I always thought that I wasn't offended by it, but it's really a.
There's a lot going on.
It's really a story about bullying.
Oh, I know. But I don't think it meant to be the positive side of it, because the whole story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, even including the song, is about them bullying Rudolph.
Yeah, it's about them bullying Rudolph, and then what happens at the end, he overcomes that. Mm. He sort of proves himself. But, yeah, it is a kind of, I could get that, but, again, come on.
It's
Rudolph the frickin' yeah.
Kids aren't understanding that, seriously. Come on. I didn't when I was a kid. How old is that, too?
Ancient. That's from like the 50s.
Yeah.
Because I watched, they're on YouTube, and you can watch them totally free. It's not part of the YouTube Red or whatever, but you can watch, I know that you can watch Frosty the Snowman, and you can watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town. They're both you can just go to just search them on YouTube, and you can watch them. So I watched them both this week. Yeah, that's what I do with my time.
He watches children's Christmas programming on YouTube in his free time.
I know. That's just the kind of feller I am. And
it's okay. I'm watching Cheers. So
Cheers. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's where I'm watching.
Yeah, But so those are on there. I think that the claymate, not on Frosty, but the claymation animation stuff on
Rudolph
and Santa Claus is coming. I think that's just freaking fascinates me. I just think it's really cool looking.
And to think how long it took them to make those.
Oh shit! Yeah. Yeah, there's a the guy who was really the king of that. Now those were Rankin Bass productions, but the guy who was really the king of that was a guy named Ray Harryhausen, who studied with Willis O'Brien. Don't ask me why I know this dorky shit. Willis O'Brien was the guy that designed King Kong, the original 1930s.
I was wondering why you know some of these.
Yeah, and Ray Harryhausen was his understudy. And Ray Harryhausen went on to do like the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and his the original Clash of the Titans, Jason and the Argonauts. All those really cool with the stop motion animation creatures.
You're a movie dork. That's all.
And that stuff I just think looks so neat. It doesn't look real. It looks kind of surreal and kind of creepy and freaky. So, yeah, smoke a little ganja and watch Seventh Voyage of Sinbad or Jason and the Argonauts or Clash of the Titans. You will not be disappointed. Actually, smoke up a little bit and watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
And see how you feel.
Oh, yeah. There's some fucked up shit. I'm cursing already. Yes, so this will be, there's some fucked up shit in there, man. There's some stuff that's really like that Burgermeister guy.
I like him.
I mean, he's a total, the Outlaw's toys. Like, what the fuck? Like,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, just, there's
him.
a baby dropped off on his doorstep, and he's like, get rid of it! It's just, like, he's a total, douchebag.
Somehow I don't see anything wrong with this.
Take the baby to the orphanage.
Take it away.
There'll be no more toy makers to the king. So, that's, But that's Fred Astaire narrating it.
That's
right. The
yeah.
iconic dancer actor from that era. And I believe Jimmy Durante is the narrator for Frosty the Snowman. So
yeah, and isn't
Boris Karloff did the Grinch,
and Burl Ives.
Burl Ives does Rudolph. Yeah. So those are all kind of guys from
iconic for the time.
Iconic for the time. Old timers. You can Google them if you kids out there
don't know who they are.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised I.
But I personally, man, I'm not a Christmas. Are you into Christmas?
No, I don't like Christmas at all. Actually,
I don't groove on Christmas.
That's why I'm putting up the photos on Facebook just to make myself in the spirit. It's really not working at all, but I try.
I know. We all try to make an effort, but
not my thing.
I think some people are just it's just their personality.
I'm allergic to it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know.
As soon as the Christmas songs come on, I'm so mad.
Are there any Christmas movies though that you do like?
Oh, Christmas Vacation's my favorite Christmas movie ever.
Yeah, that's probably my number one.
And I'll watch A Christmas Story every year just because it's kind of a tradition.
Well, here's why I watch A Christmas Story, because before anybody knew what that movie was, I actually went with was the first real girlfriend I ever had. We went on a date and saw that in a movie theater.
That's so cute.
And we laughed our asses off. That was really fucking funny. And it was nowhere for many, many years, and then it really had a resurgence on home video. I mean that's when it really became popular.
And then TBS
now
is
on TBS and TNT.
Hours.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. And you have all the lines. Remember? Oh, it's just kind of a fun thing. But the handful of Christmas movies I like that are kind of the sort of little oddball ones. I like Elf. I like Scrooged.
I like that one.
But you don't think Will Ferrell's funny?
I do, not an Elf. I think Elf's a stupid movie.
Really, I like Elf.
Yes. Well, with Will Ferrell, it's either hit or miss with me. Either I'm going to hate the movie or I'm going to like it.
And one of my favorite Christmas movies is Gremlins. That's a really good Christmas movie. That's an awesome Christmas movie. And another movie.
People argue that it's not.
I know Greg Fristick and some of my other friends on Facebook disagree with me on this, but Die Hard is a fucking Christmas movie.
I think most guys like to think that's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's probably about. This is as Christmas-y as we get here at the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus.
This is pretty much it.
Yeah, this is
I have a black Santa hat that says Bah Humbug I can wear on one of the shows if you want. When I went to go see A Christmas Carol, I bought it.
The V6 who stole Christmas.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead before we're going to be talking about bands that are awesome to see live that you need. And listen, no, we're not. I don't want to hear I saw Zeppelin in '73 at the arena.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
No. Not talking like that. We're talking about bands that you could go see
in 2019.
Yeah, in 2019.
They're touring.
Yeah, they're touring
whatever.
or out there and they're doing their thing that are just absolutely freaking great. I also want to talk about, and I want to kind of get your opinion on this, like what makes a band a great live band. Because, you know, historically there have been bands that have just been like, they sounded great, but when you went to see them live, it just kind of either musically or stylistically didn't translate, or they just weren't a good live act for whatever reason. So I'd like to kind of maybe talk a little bit about like kind of what makes a cool. Plus we have a another quote from our friend Jake E. Lee that we're going to play here in a little while. And I want to talk about why I disagree with Eddie Trunk about Kiss. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming up today. So we have some. This is going to be a good show. Let's do something. Let's do something brand new. I just got a in contact from this band this week. They're called Stroke the Fire. I said Stoke the Fire. Stroke the Fire.
Wow.
You can see where my mind is. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Say no more. Stoke the Fire. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna be like, fuck this guy. He can't play our music anymore. But this is Stoke the Fire, Silent Existence on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. How's that porn? Hey, why don't you log in? Why don't I open Zoom and you get on? Tell him. I'll
He's
get on.
getting ready to go to rehearsal, I guess. Waiting to rehearse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you were just sitting there, dude, let's get you on the show.
Chris said Hawkster, what's up? Because I guess he saw him on.
All right. Don't forget to share.
Wait, is he watching?
My dad calls it Pono. Yeah, all I can find on a computer is Pono. Pono is. Yeah, hey, Justin, we're going to play you a little bit later on. I've got Alter the Design lined up. We're going to play Feathers. That's the single I found, that I found on iTunes, and I bought it. I paid for it. Okay, so
you're welcome.
There you are. You're welcome. No, you don't need to pay me back. Yeah, I mean, people that bitch about that like drives me fucking nuts. You like the band? Come on, get the fucking, come on. It's so easy.
They want to make money too.
I remember, like, I would read about a band, and then I would go to record stores and, like, try to find it. And I didn't even really know what it sounded like because, you know what I mean? Because there was no way to listen to it ahead of time unless you saw the band live or something. So it was like, and nowadays, it's just so easy to click, what you give. I mean, look, there is no privacy anyway, so you might as well just put your credit card right into Apple. And just all you do is go to iTunes and hit the buy. Come on.
Just do it through PayPal if you're that paranoid.
Boy, what you can do, too, is what's better is, I should maybe talk about this while we're on the air, is if the band has a website and they're selling directly from there and you really want to support them, if you buy it directly from them, they get all the money. And that's really supporting. But I got it. You want to fly it into your iTunes and you want to be able to listen to it in your mix, and iTunes does all that for you. It's fine, but do something.
Justin said he would have sent it to you. Don't worry, he doesn't mind buying music like he's explaining right now.
I don't mind buying it at all. I'm happy to do it. If I love your music, dude, I'm gonna fucking support you. I'm not one of these guys. I'm sorry I don't get out to a lot of shows, but I try to help you guys out.
Drag his butt out.
That's gonna be my New Year's resolution: is get out to shows in 2019. I've been lax on that.
And that's all I do. That's all I'm doing.
Well, I'm gonna take up your advice and hit them up for see if I could do a quick interview. Record. How do you record? You record it on your phone or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Super easy.
And
do everything on these things.
Yeah, and that way I have a little something else to play on the podcast. I can always fire up an interview we did with somebody. So
I've been into lately just going live on Facebook with the band. But also, before I was
well, if you go live on Facebook, that's like double promotion because then you have it recorded too. We are listening to Stoke the Fire, and if you're from Stoke the Fire, Steve, I think it is, don't worry, Wes, we are talking all over it, but it's being recorded, and the mics are off, so on the recorded on Rock Rage Radio and stuff, they'll sound awesome, you won't hear ours blah, blah, blah. Okay. Speaking of microphones, if it's back on. Stoke, not stroke. Stoke the fire.
The price is wrong, bitch.
It's only 99 fucking cents on fucking iTunes. The price is wrong. It should be $10.99. But yeah, Stoke the Fire. I talked to Steve this week. I think I just ran across a post of theirs. I'm like, oh, what does this sound like? And
I do the
I was
same
like,
thing
fuck,
all the time.
sounds great. So keep posting your shit online, because people like us do check it out. We're looking for stuff. Here, let me give you guys a little bit of background here. What happens here? If I try to play, like last week we played Butcher Babies at the very, very end, and I got a smack in my hand slap from Facebook over that. Okay, because they're like signed whatever and publishing and blah 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 blah. Although Butcher Babies aren't exact. Butcher Babies aren't. I'm in radio. Butcher Babies aren't exactly a household name. So any promo they get, you'd think they would fucking appreciate.
They're women.
They were on their period that day.
You never know.
I don't think it's the Butcher Babies person. I just think I think it's their like their public. Yeah, they're people like, you know, there's some kind of algorithm that goes onto YouTube and Facebook, like, and it just, you know, it just fucks with this shit. So so indie bands like you got, and you sound great too. That's another thing. Like, we'll play indie stuff, but it's got to sound good. You can't
be all static.
Yeah, you can't send me a demo.
No, we don't like that.
Yeah, we want like the real shit, like something really good that sounds like fucking awesome. If you got a Spotify playlist or something like that, and if you would put that in with a Spotify playlist, and people would like, you know, wouldn't cringe at the sound of it, like when it came on, like it would work, then you'd know that you're doing, you know, that the production values are right and everything like that. So that's the sort of only caveat. Don't send me like I sang into my, you know, with my acoustic guitar last night into this, and here, don't do that. So in any case, but so keep posting stuff, because people like us are looking for that. A lot of podcasts, a lot of like indie bloggers, like the guys who are smaller type blogs. They really want to talk to you. They really want to promote you. So don't shy away from doing stuff like that and reaching out to guys like us, because, you know, we're the enthusiasts. We're the ones that really love it, and we're the ones that are going to like preach the fucking gospel of it. Speaking of preaching the gospel, let me go ahead and give you. They're called Stoke the Fire, and the website is StokeTheFireOfficial.com. Go check this band out. I think they kick fucking ass, and really happy to have found them. We'll be playing them more in the future. We have some other, just to give you a little quick preview, I'm going to play maybe the whole thing, maybe a little bit of a new song that I'm putting out called Where Have All the Acid Queens Gone? We have Flying Joes. They've got a new record out. They've got a new single out, Invincible, that I don't even think you can even get on iTunes yet. Like, it's a new thing. Flying Joes is a great band. And we have Alter the Design. Now, Alter the Design is doing a show with Puddle of Mud at Jurgles, and that's Saturday. That's this Saturday. So that will be over by time. Those of you watching it live, go and, well, you can't now. It's sold out.
It's sold out. I will, however, be going live for an interview with them before their show.
Okay.
So you'll at least get to hear them talk.
So, you missed that.
Yes.
But you know, go get the record. We'll give you the website and everything when we play them a little bit later on. Great freaking band. You're really gonna dig them.
And they are great to see live. So
but
go see the next one.
We talked about this earlier a little bit on Facebook. Like, how is Puddle of? You think Alter the Design sold the show out? You think?
I kind of have to feel that that's
I
the
would.
truth.
I mean, because dude, like
everybody bitches about Puddle of Mud.
Honest, but see, I actually covered a Puddle of Mud song in one band I was in for like 5 minutes, but I kind of remember what it sounded like, and I remember like one or two songs vaguely, vaguely remember. So when I saw the show was
You're
sold
just
out, I'm
like
what? You know,
know.
is it,
I'm
then
gonna
it
tell
made
you
me
what.
think well, maybe Puddle of Mud is doing something really awesome, and I'm fucking up by I didn't get tickets to the show. No, I think it's just Puddle of Mud.
I think Alter to Design probably was the seller on that. Quite
And
honestly.
Jurgles is no small venue.
No, it's nice.
That's a nice fucking venue
It's
for
a beautiful venue
for an indie kind of band like this. So, So I'm looking forward to you guys checking it out here in a little bit. We are listening to Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. Please share. If you haven't shared, hit the share button already, whether you're listening to it in replay on one of your whatever channel. This is actually gets put up on YouTube as well. So, don't be afraid to share. That really helps the bands out. That helps out bands like Stoke the Fire. Lets people know about them. So, okay, today's topic is, before we do today's topic, let's listen to Jake E. Lee talking a little bit about, his sort of feelings on jumping in, because how it went was they needed a guy to play live, right now, because Randy died. And so Brad Gillis, who later became well known as one of the guitar players in Night Ranger. Brad Gillis is an amazing musician, but he didn't really. Once Ozzy went back into the studio and started doing records, studio records, original music again, Jake E. Lee was the guy. So let's get a little bit of. There's a little interview. This is from Ultimate Guitar TV, and this was just put out a week or so ago. So guys, check it out.
Ozzy, after Brad said that he was going to go back to Night Ranger, Ozzy was looking for a guitar player, and he went back to Dana Strum. He's the bassist, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Dana Strum actually was, from what I understand, was the original bassist in Ozzy's band, and he, because Ozzy was living in L.A. at the time, and Dana would bring him guitar players to try out, and that's how he found Randy. So when he was decided, he had to find another guitar player, he went back to Dana Strum, and Dana Strum, basically, he got 10 guys that were supposed to be the best guys in L.A. at the time, and we all went into the studio. He gave us 5 minutes to record whatever we wanted to record. Then he took a photo of us, and he sent the tape and the photos to Ozzy. And out of all those, there was, other than me, there was also George Lynch was one of them.
Fuck. Okay.
And I guess George was his first choice.
Wow.
Because from what I understand, from what everybody tells me from back in those days, George was offered first to be Ozzy's guitar player before Randy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Did you guys know that George Lynch was offered the gig before Randy Rhoads?
I didn't know.
That'd be like a total
Be a
rewriting of
different
rock
band.
history. Yeah, that would be a total, unbelievable.
Wow, that's crazy.
Jesus, that's crazy. Anthony Leone. Did you hear that? You probably already knew that. He's a
He's totally a Lynch freak.
He is a Lynch freak. Yeah, I didn't know that, dude. I did not know that. So that just my mind has just been blown. Thank you.
Thank you, Jakey Lee.
Jakey Lee. So we might play a little bit of that a little bit later on. So let's talk about live bands. There's nothing like that live experience, right?
I mean, I love feeling the a lot of things. The excitement at a live show.
This is a family show.
No, it's not. But that's cute. The energy. The energy is what I was looking for. I love feeling the energy at a live show when you're seeing one of your
vibration
in my pants. When you're seeing one of your favorite bands and you're super excited to hear a song and everybody's
super excited
and everybody's excited, everybody's around just cheering and just everybody's crazy, and I love the live experience. I just love it.
So so we're gonna kind of we're gonna get 10ish. We're not gonna get real fussy about a countdown or anything like that. But
okay.
so, off the top of your head, Who are you looking forward to probably maybe going to check out here in 2019?
Whitesnake.
What?
I know. I knew you were going to say that too, because they have a new album coming out. But I enjoy Whitesnake very much. So I still think with Reb Beach and everything, they still are good. I think they still sound good. I know people don't think David Coverdale still sounds good, but he can still do the moves. He still throws the microphone around, the stand around, and everything. I look forward to seeing him, even though I make fun of his orthopedic shoes every time. I still enjoy their show, and they're going to be at the Palace Theater.
Should make fun.
May 14th.
I forget who it was who I was talking to on Facebook. For some reason, Greg Fristic, your name is in my head, and it might have been Greg who posted something about the Palace. The Palace, guys. For those of you who are not from the area, the Palace is like an old like theater. It's got that theater kind of thing with the balcony, very ornate. It is a very good sounding room. I've never heard anything in there that didn't sound like sound. They've got the ceiling treated real nice. It was one of those places that was probably designed originally for people before there were like fancy PA system stuff. So you had to project from the stage, and what they've updated it for, electrical music, and they have this all treated everything, so it sounds just really good. Even bands that I'm really wasn't crazy about, I ended up, for some reason, went to see there.
And it's a small venue.
Yeah, and every seat's a good seat.
Yes, literally.
But somebody said, well, a rock show shouldn't be in the theater. Like, it needs to be in a kind of like sweaty club.
Depends.
Or like the Rex is more of like, I think that like some people feel like the Rex is also a theater, but it's just like a real gritty like feet.
You think it needs to be grungy and sleazy,
and it's kind of grungy and sleazy, and it's like there's no chairs. It's all standing room only. That's the Rex. So I get that.
I think it depends, quite honestly, what band is to what venue. Like Whitesnake's fine in a place like the Palace. Generation Axe was in the Palace last night.
Yeah, I would get that. Like I saw,
it was so good in there. It was so exciting. You had Steve Vai up in the balcony and Zakk Wylde going up and down the aisles. It was great. Sorry,
it's a shame those guys, won't take some time to lecture know how to play the guitar. That's just
wow.
That's just a shame. They should call me up for some lessons. I am available for guitar lessons. So Whitesnake is a band. Yeah, I've heard good and bad about. You saying he sounds good. Okay, let me compare and contrast. Is he better or worse than Vince Neil live?
Better.
He's better.
Yes. Yeah. There's another tragic article about Vince Neil this week on Facebook already. For the last
I watched some of those video clips of him. It's a little rough.
Sad.
I started to comment on it, and I wasn't going to be mean. I was actually trying to give. But then something happened, and I had to get away from the computer, and I really couldn't, So maybe I might talk about that later. So give me another example of somebody you'd really like to see in 2019.
Disturbed is doing their Evolution World Tour in 2019 for their new CD, Evolution. It's been a minute since they toured, like 2 years, and I haven't seen them yet. And since I got to actually meet John Moyer, their bassist, while working with Neverwake, I'd really like to go and see them play now. So that's one I want to see, and they're going to be actually at the PPG Paints Arena February 20th.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And while I actually asked Lily before we started, like, to talk about some acts she saw already this year, because I know she goes to tons of shows. So you mentioned two that you're looking forward to see. Give us one that you saw who was really good, and tell us why you thought it was so good.
Okay. I'm going to bring one up that's kind of odd, but it was Rocktopia. And it was at the Palace, like we talked about. Dee Snider was their lead singer. They were mixing rock music with classical music. Now listen, it was really good.
That sounds crazy.
No, it was so good. It was beautiful. They had opera singers mixed with rock singing.
And Dee Snider.
And I met Dee Snider that night.
Is he cool?
He is
he
fucking
seems like
awesome.
a cool guy.
Oh my God, he was like the best guy ever. But yes, I know it's kind of an odd one, but they were mixing rock and classical, and I happened to win concert tickets to it that day, and I said, screw it, I'll go.
Where was the show?
Palace in Greensburg.
And who else was, other than Dee Snider, do you know who else was in the band?
It's all classical trained people. He was the only one who was singing specifically for this.
But there was no rock band playing.
No.
Just classical with him singing.
Yep.
Well, what did he sing?
He sang covers. sang. He did a couple of his things. Well, there was one electric guitar player, but he was just like a backup band kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like a house band sort of guy. But he did Dream On. He did something from the Beatles. He did Twisted Sister.
Wow, this sounds kind of cool.
And he hit all of those notes that Steven Tyler can hit in Dream On. I was waiting for him to screw it up, and it was perfect.
Okay, here's the difference. Okay, first of all, D, I don't know if you guys have ever seen. Well, I shouldn't. Have you ever seen him with his shirt off?
He's in a movie.
He's in amazing shape. He's not into drugs.
No,
he's not into
totally
drinking.
clean.
He's into
and he's
fitness.
very smart.
Yeah, he's into fitness, and he's into taking care of himself, and that makes especially for a singer. So guys like that are going to last
a while,
a lot longer, and they're going to sound good a lot longer and be able to do more a lot longer. So it's really, really important. So that's cool. So D. Snyder, what was it called again?
Rocktopia.
Rocktopia.
And like I said, it was on a whim. I won the tickets on a Facebook contest that morning, and I said, yeah, I'll go.
Okay, and now what was this earlier in the year, or was it when was it?
This was like a month ago.
Oh, just a month ago.
Yeah.
So this could still be. Is it touring?
It's touring around the country right now. Now, here's the funny thing: the backup band was doing this anyway, like the classical people versus the electric guitar person was doing this on like PBS or something, and then they got someone famous involved, and now it's kind of huge.
Okay.
So,
have you ever seen? I have not gone this year, and they may have already come to Pittsburgh, and I missed it. Have you ever seen the Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
I have, and they have not come yet. It's like 2 days before my birthday.
That is
it's
if you've never seen it, you guys need to go to that show.
So worth it.
I've seen it twice.
So worth it. I saw it
I'm
once.
getting chills just thinking about it. It is really.
It's beautiful.
It's one. I'm not a Christmas guy thing, but that's like my kind of Christmas thing. Like that.
That's because they incorporate rock.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. So, okay, give us a couple more bands that you're looking forward to checking out in 2019.
2019. Alrighty. So, I'm going to have to put Judas Priest on there. Unfortunately, they don't have a Pittsburgh date yet. But
I just spilled booze on the keyboard, so
hopefully it still works.
Oh, we don't go off the air in a minute.
This is going to be the tour to support their latest album, Firepower. It was released in March this year. Like I said, no dates in PA
have you
yet.
heard Firepower yet?
I have not, but I have never seen Judas Priest, so that's.
And when it's coming in March?
Coming in, no, the album came out in March. They don't have a Pittsburgh date yet, so I might have to go to New York.
Boston!
But guess what? New York is not a problem. So I will go.
Boyfriend in New York. So Priest, and give me another one.
I'm gonna give you, Ozzy.
What?
With Megadeth.
No more tours tour.
Yes, but no more tours
but
to tour.
But he said he doesn't literally mean like he's not going to tour. He just means like he's not going to keep up the same insane schedule.
I don't blame him.
You know,
what is he, like 1,000?
He
just had a birthday.
He's in his 70s.
74, I think.
You know. I mean, who'd have thought? Like when we were growing up, you're too young, but some of you guys out there, man, some of you guys that I went to high school with watch this. Bill Thomas, Dave Condello, Eric Waggett, like some of you guys I know watched. Bill Hathaway. You guys ever think that we would come in the morning and talk about, hearing Ozzy on DVD? Did you ever think he would be in his 70s playing rock?
Oh, he's 70. I'm being corrected. He's 70.
Nobody is 70 and playing rock when I was in high school. Like, that was just like, guys who were 70 were playing music were guys like Frank Sinatra. Even the Beatles weren't 70. The Beatles were like closing in on their 50s maybe. So,
but they are touring with supporting band Megadeth, and they will be at the KeyBank Pavilion.
Do you know who is in Ozzy's? Because we played a little Jakey Lee a little bit before. You know who's in Ozzy's?
Currently, I have no idea.
We don't know.
No.
We don't know.
But June 13th at KeyBank.
Okay, all right, so that's two. So you're interested in Ozzy and Priest. And what about, give us another one. We'll play another song, but tell us another band that you saw this year, because I know you went to tons.
That I saw this year?
Yeah,
okay. Alice Cooper's band. His backup band, you were there. Mm-hmm. His backup band alone, didn't have to even see Alice or Nita, was fantastic. And granted, they did play all cover songs, but they rocked The Smiling Moose. Like, I have never seen the Smiling Moose rock before. So
those guys had so much
owned it.
passion and energy with what they did. It was really refreshing. I was like going to that, and I was going like, more musicians should be here, because that is how you do it. That's how you should perform.
They owned that stage.
Yeah.
They owned the crowd.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
With no issue. Ryan Roxy was so awesome. He bought me a drink. I shared cheese sticks with him. It was great.
Wow, he ate your cheese stick.
I ate his cheese stick.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord, do tell. What happened after the show? Did you go back and eat his cheese stick?
I went downstairs in the bar and ate his cheese sticks and then did an interview and went home. Quick and dirty like I like.
Boyfriend.
He knows.
She's eating other men's cheese sticks, guys.
He knows.
I don't know.
He's probably watching. He's going to be like, really? Really, Lily?
Okay, guys, we got to play more music. So check it out. This is... let's do this. While we're playing new shit, let's play new shit. This is Feathers by Alter the Design on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus.
In an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, united there is little we cannot do. In a post-cooperative venture, divided there is little we can do. All we dare to meet the powerful challenge.
Like air drums do it. That's how you know it's good.
The energy, the faith, the devotion, which we bring to this endeavor, can truly light the world.
Air guitar.
You pull that trigger. You kill me, Feathers, and I'll come back and haunt you. I'll come back and haunt you for the rest of your days. Don't you forget that.
There's something in the waters, truth being told. Dehydrated bodies, only drink when we're alone. Like flies to swarm gathers, lies all disguise, surrounding the mouth that eats each one alive. If we tear out our feathers, expect us to fly with each other. How high can we reach? How far can we fall when we're told? Torches like the trails of maze, truth being told. Millions of footprints born, sculptured, measured souls. We're told to drink the water, lies are disguised, waiting for deliverance at the end of the line. As we tear out our feathers, expect us to fly with each other.
I don't know, man. I think these guys rock. What do you think?
Oh, I love these guys. I got to see them live before.
Are they from the Pittsburgh area? Oh, really? There's a lot of good heavy rock bands in this area.
And they actually have really good things.
Good live band. Cool. I think that's what we're going to cover next when we come back on. Kind of like what makes a band a good live band. We'll talk a little bit about that. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? All sitting in front of the south.
What makes it live band?
Roger Waters for it?
I didn't know.
I think Michael's a giant Billy Joel and Pink Floyd fan. I think he's so big. I did hear the ELO. Alter the design, guys. Just go out there right now and alter whatever the design is. Alter it. That's just a killer band. They are a hometown heroes here, a hometown band from the Pittsburgh area, and you can go to alterthedesign.com. And hopefully, you guys, those of you listening on Rock Rage Radio, you went and you enjoyed the show. Right, the show's what, this weekend, isn't it?
Saturday.
Yeah. And we're on Sunday, so. There you are. Anyway, so what do you think, Lily? What do you think makes a really good, like, live show? Like, what when you go see a live show, how are you sort of like, I don't want to use the word judge, but sort of like what in your mind goes like, oh, that was really good. I really like it. It was a killer live show versus not so good.
Well, like we've talked about before, the stage presence has to be there. They can't just be standing up there.
So you're not into the whole like shoegaze,
right?
Right. Okay.
And I always like to, and I know it's not always this way. Hear how they sound live versus how they sound on their album, and I think if they're pretty close, I'm okay with that.
So it's important that the live
That they sound good.
Well, it's important that they sound good, of course. Yeah. But is it important to you that they sound the way that they sound on the recording, or that they just sound good? Because sometimes there's some differences, because some bands will do more like they'll bring in maybe some strings or like more sophisticated parts.
Here, I'm gonna say this. I don't want it to sound like Vince Neil, who's putting the microphone out to the crowd, because he can't sing or remember the words. That's what I don't want to hear, or don't want to see. I want participation's fine. I love participation with the audience. That's actually the other thing I like, is that there's a little bit of audience participation. Get people to clap, get people to jump around. Please don't knock my beer over if you're going to mosh, though, because I get mad about that.
But that's not really the band's fault.
Right. No,
okay.
But, but
if Lily's beer gets spilled at the show, you suck.
Run.
Forget it. She's never going to give you a good review.
Actually, if you did the beer spilling, you probably should run.
So energy,
stage presence, sounds good. Audience participation is always nice.
Own
the crowd.
Yeah, you have to really kind of like just take command of what you're doing. Let me give you an example of somebody. Oh God, I hope I never have to interview him.
You always say this,
but I mean, because I love Dokken for one reason. George Lynch. I'm a guitar player.
He was bored,
and I bought Back for the Attack because of George Lynch. He just that just blew my. I played that record over and over. I think the songs have good hooks and stuff too. It's good riffs, good songwriting. But Don Dokken, he's a good singer. He's a good singer, but he never really he was. I don't know. He just was not one of those guys that Here, let me give you an example. Now, a lot of people will say you're full of shit, but I kind of put Dokken and Rat kind of like in the same, just in terms of like the sort of level of success they had and stuff. You know, in my mind.
Yeah.
I prefer Stephen Pearcy's voice to Don Dokken's. It's just a personal taste. That not, you know, as Jerry Seinfeld would have said. Steinfeld. Yeah, I'm on radio.
You can't talk today.
I can't talk. It's the wild turkey. As Jerry Seinfeld said, not that there's anything wrong with that, and a lot of people. So I went to the show this spring with Dokken. I have to give it to the guy. I thought he sounded really good. Like
he was bored,
but he had no
feeling
vocally. And he was. I didn't hear anything because I was listening. Because these guys are a little older. I'm kind of curious, like, because I'm getting a little older. I'm like, am I going to be able to do stuff when I, you know? And I thought in terms of vocally, man, I thought he nailed it.
Yeah, he sounded great.
But there was just none of that.
There was no feeling.
It was just like kind of going through the motions.
There was no anything.
If you're, I don't care if you are a seasoned veteran who's touring, or you are playing your local sweaty 6 bands a night kind of whatever you're doing. You have to totally bring it. Like, you got to come on with your A game. You got to play like there's 100,000 people in the audience, like your life depends on. That's what rock and roll is about. So you got to play like your life fucking depends on it. If you're not going to do that, I don't care if you are 14 or 140. You know, it doesn't matter. You got to put your balls into it. So that's something that I really look for. And that's one of the reasons why I really love Alice Cooper's band.
Because
they really just like, they were like really into it.
It was so fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah. So, they just played balls out. It was just freaking awesome. And, you know, and what I mean by balls out, like, it wasn't like imprecise. It wasn't like they slopped up the song, like the sort of sacrifice, you know, the musical whatever for energy. No, they had both. They executed everything absolutely dead nuts on, but they brought tons of energy and just attitude to what they did. It sounded awesome. So that's, to me, when I go see a band live, that's what I really want. You can, in my opinion, you can get away, and I've gone to tons of shows like Mr. Smalls, where Mr. Smalls is, if you guys are from Pittsburgh, is not one of those venues where typically bands come on with like huge, humongous light shows and like theatrics and stuff like that. It's generally you're going to see guys play their instruments. And I've seen tons of shows there with bands that can really, they just come on. There's nothing super fancy about what they do, but they just bring their A game. They come on that stage, they know what they're doing, they have that right balance of just like total, like they're really playing for their lives. Then when the guy steps up to do his solo, even if it's a kind of like mellow thing, he's playing with everything that's in him. He's really trying to reach you with what he's doing. And that's what reaches me. As opposed to guys that are just kind of like, you know, I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm done. You know, I just want to get paid and go home. So, Lily, let's hit a couple more that you want to see live.
That I want to see live. Okay. So, Kiss. I definitely want to see Kiss live. I know it's their 6,000th farewell tour, and I'm sure they'll have 6,000 more. But I love their stage show. If I didn't like the music, I'd still like the stage show. But
well,
however,
see,
I do
that's
like their
another
music.
thing. If you are a little light on some other areas, you can make up for it
by spitting blood.
There is... it depends on expectation.
Yeah.
Like if you went to see Kiss and they came out and didn't really do anything, but maybe they played really well, but they didn't really. I think a lot of people would be disappointed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, even
That's
if they
what they
sounded great, like they really, meant it or whatever, you go to see Kiss because
I want to see Gene Simmons fly. Right. I want to see the blood. I want to see the fire. That's why I go to Kiss shows anymore.
You got to see Kiss for blood and fire.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle.
And for example, I took my sister to a Kiss show. She didn't really care for any of the songs, but she loved watching them. So.
I'm going to talk about Kiss in a second. What's the other band? What's that? Give me another. Give me one more.
One more. So I don't necessarily agree with Queen with the Adam Lambert, but I'm interested to see how it's going to be. So I kind of do want to go to it. It's going to literally be my only opportunity to see what Queen might have been or whatever was. So I do want to go see that, and it is going to be at PPG in July. So I'm going to give it a chance.
Let me make a couple comments about that real quick.
Yeah.
First
I
of
don't
all,
think you call it Queen.
I would love to have seen Queen, of course, I never did, with the original lineup. I would have and a sort of runner-up would have been Queen with Paul Rodgers.
Okay.
Adam Lambert is a kind of like far away third for me. Adam Lambert, okay, just before we get Adam, well, this is a hard rock and metal show, so everybody's going to be like, fuck Adam Lambert.
Yeah, so you're fine.
But Adam Lambert, to give the devil's due, he's got a killer voice, and he's one of those guys I'm sure will put on a great show. I'm sure he will bring it. Every time I've ever seen him perform, even though Maroon 5 isn't like my favorite band by any stretch of the imagination, he's great. I mean, he knows what he's doing. Like, whether you like that kind of music or not, you kind of have to give the devil his due. You have to go, he's doing what he's doing. Like, he sounds fine. He sounds good, and he's good at that. I believe I get the impression from him that he will probably treat it very respectfully and won't be trying to be the Adam Lambert show.
I just think maybe they shouldn't call it Queen.
Well, I think it's a tribute.
Yeah.
I think they're and I suspect, especially after seeing the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, that the other guys in the band are going to kind of be presenting this as a sort of tribute, and not necessarily like we're Queen. They're going to be kind of more. I suspect that I could be wrong, but I suspect that that's what's going to happen. But I want to go to that show too because Brian May is one of my favorite guitar players ever, and I've never seen him live, and I would love to see him live. Awesome. Let me take a little step back and talk about Kiss for a second, because Eddie Trunk. I follow Eddie on YouTube, and I'm a huge Eddie Trunk fan. In fact, Eddie Trunk is kind of a hero of mine. I kind of want to be Eddie Trunk, so I just put it out there. I'm not, I
just want to be the chick on Eddie Trunk.
I want to be the chick in Eddie's trunk.
Yes, in Eddie's trunk on that metal show, which is not even on anymore, is it?
That was one of the coolest things that ever happened, wasn't it?
Yes.
They just like three guys would sit around and talk about metal.
Oh, they had a power trio.
Yeah, they were a power trio. On his podcast this past week, he was really kind of like aghast at Gene Simmons and Kiss in general, because all these bands have these VIP packages, right?
Oh yeah.
And he was going on and on and on about Gene Simmons will sell you the sword that he spits blood on or something.
For how much?
And it's like thousands of dollars. It's crazy. It's out of control. Okay, and Eddie and his podcast partner are like laughing their asses off about it. But here's what I think. It's not that funny when you think about where there's an old expression. Consider the source. Gene Simmons is the most business-minded man probably in entertainment. I was going to say in rock, but probably in entertainment
alone.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a way to make $1 off of it, Gene is going to find a way to do it. And if he can charge a shitload of money for something, he's going to do it. I mean, this is the organization that will sell you a coffin that you can be buried in.
Invisible guitar strings. That's a thing.
Yeah. They do, they don't care. They're just like, and they know that there is somebody who's going to pay for, who's going to buy it. There is. It's not going to be everybody. They know they're going to sell a couple of them, and you're going to laugh all the way in the fucking bag. All right? That is just what they do. And Kiss, it's the Kiss Army. Maybe it should be the Kiss Special Forces at this point. People are insane. Matt Reiser.
We love
you, Matt.
We love you, but
Matt's
he's
a good dude. He's crazy, but he's the kind of guy, if he had the money, probably would go for this Gene Simmons sword. You can buy the Gene's he'll actually play it for one song. Paul Stanley does the same thing. He'll actually play it for one song, and then they'll sell it to you for like $3,000.
Oh wow!
And Gene's thing is like prices may vary because
Oh my God.
if he gets blood on the bass, it's like more money. But and Eddie was really kind of like not poo-pooing it, but really kind of freaking out over it. But honestly, he was laughing about it. Go look it up. I will.
Why not? I guess
just go check it out.
If you can, why not?
But let me point out a couple things about this. First of all, it's Kiss. I mean, they are the marketing machine in rock. Like that's their whole thing. So like, I don't understand why anybody would be that surprised
right
by that.
Honestly, especially him.
Yeah, I mean, it's Gene fucking Simmons. Like and he taught Paul Stanley everything he knows. So those two are going to be doing that sort of thing. So it's like not all that of a big of a surprise to me. Also, just to kind of like throw this out a little bit, you guys, it doesn't matter how much money you make. If somebody cuts your salary in half, you're going to be looking for ways to make more money. And that is what happened with everybody in rock because they're not really selling records. People aren't going to the record store and hunking down $7.99, $8.99, $9.99 for a record anymore. Everybody's downloading it, and as I said at the beginning of the show, I was encouraging people to go to iTunes and like at least pay 99 cents.
$1.
And people won't do that.
You'll spend $3,000 on a fucking.
But so the way that artists are finding a way to kind of like fill in those gaps is by doing stuff like this. No, Gene doesn't quote unquote need the money. But let me put this way. If you had a business and you were putting $50,000 a month, or excuse me, $50,000 a year into your pocket.
One real quick. Justin's getting off from
Bye,
Ultimate
Justin.
Design.
Love you, Justin. And you were putting $50,000 a year into your pocket. Okay? And all of a sudden your business changed and now you can only put $25,000 in. Wouldn't you be looking for other ways to make up for that $25,000 you couldn't put in your pocket? You'd be trying something. So that's what these bands are doing, okay? And you might think, well, Gene has more money than God, and what does he need money for? But he doesn't look at it that way. His salary's been cut. He's looking to fill in those gaps. That's what everybody's doing. So if you're an indie band, alter the design, stoke the fire, pay attention to this, because you can't sell
your underwear.
You can't sell a sword for $3,500 or something like that. But there's probably other things you could do to probably bring in some cash that people would pay for. People are looking for that experience. And when somebody gets that Kiss sword that's got the blood on it, and they hang it up in their man cave,
and that bitch is going all over Facebook.
They are in ecstasy, okay? Because they have a piece of that Kiss experience forever with them. So that's where that's really coming from. So it's not, in my opinion, all that crazy, especially when you consider it's fucking Kiss. So anyway, let's play another song. I told you guys I had I'm working on some new stuff. We're going to release a new song every month starting in 2019, and this is going to be just a little preview. I don't even know if I'm going to play the whole thing, but my friend Carrie has been helping me produce this a little bit. So check it out. It's a song called "Where Have All the Acid Queens Gone." Keith the Hawk Hawkins is on drums. So check it out here, guys, on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus.
Isn't what it used to be. When the twilight zone feel like reality.
So everybody doing out there?
A trip on the magic bus came to a crashing end. Looking for you now.
Is that right?
Tell me where have all the acid queens gone?
Come back. Let's run down the shout outs.
The acid queens gone.
Is anybody else out there drinking? Please start. You need to catch up.
Doesn't taste the same these days.
So destroyed.
Bright stuff runs are all that dumb and blind.
Shots afterwards.
Funny papers tell me what do
When
you
we come back, we'll do a shot for the audience. We're going to do a shot for you guys.
cause all shades of gray? Tell me where have all the acid queens gone? Tell me where have all the acid
Trying to do something.
queens gone? I wanna know where have all the acid queens gone? Tell me where have all the acid queens gone?
Send me a private message if you wanted to know where to send it to.
Tell me where have all the acid queens gone? Tell me where have all the acid queens gone? I gotta know where have all the acid queens gone? Tell me where are all the acid
Oh! Oh, you're gonna die, you motherfucker! You're gonna die!
You might die.
You always pick all of those.
Go to
ones.
lombardimusic.com/inner circle, and you can get more information. So thank you for indulging me playing a little. I try to play a little bit of my own music each time. I don't get paid for this, so this is kind of like my way to kind of like
This
chance
is
to
his
get some-
advertising.
Yeah, just get a little bit of music out there for you guys. If you have not hit that share button yet, please do. It's really freaking important. I want to give a shout out to Rock Rage Radio. They brought us in a month or so, a couple months ago. Brought us into the Rock Rage Radio family, and we really are really appreciative of that. We're getting tons of views and listens and shares and likes because
People
of Rock
love
Rage.
that.
Yeah, and it's really gotten us to a lot bigger audience. So, thank you very much. All right, Lily says that we have to do a shot.
And while he's pouring those, I'm going to read some shout outs here. So Justin, Tony, and the guys from Alter the Design, thanks for coming on today. We also have Belvin's Nation. I saw a lot of them are gone now, unfortunately. Chris Thunderwolf, Bill Damiano. I have Quinn Lucas from Icarus Witch. Thanks for watching. And unfortunately, if I did miss you, they cut us off a little bit on the Facebook app, so I can't see you. But if you did watch today, thank you guys.
We
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
everybody that hangs out with us. Throw us a comment. Let us know who you'd like to see play live. Fran Kresher says...
Oh, Iron Maiden was my number one.
Yeah, he has Iron Maiden on his list. So Iron Maiden, yeah.
I am so...
That's on my list, too. I want to see them. So
I'm going to
let's-
tell you why. I want to see that giant-ass plane on the stage like they're supposed to have.
They're going to bring the plane on the stage?
Yep.
Fuck.
That is why.
They're like in Led Zeppelin territory, touring on a giant plane like that.
Yes.
But Zeppelin never brought the plane onto the stage.
No. Well, this. They said this is going to be their most complex stage show they've ever done.
We got to go. When's the show?
It
May?
is August 17th.
I know
we
it's
got
next
time.
one. Yeah, so
We got time.
yeah, definitely want to go see Iron
Iron
Cold. If you're in Pittsburgh, it's Cold Iron. So speaking of Cold Iron, Lily and I are doing a shot. So here's to great hard rock and heavy metal.
Hell yeah.
Bird is a word.
Isn't this
I
the
wanna
one you
thank
got? in
our
your-
unofficial sponsor, Wild Turkey 101.
And Corona.
My Corona. Oh, sure. So
Oh, and lose
that wild turkey got me. I got bit by that wild turkey. Now
It's like right here.
it sticks like right here. So, we know. Well, we already know that our Iron Maiden is your number one. There's a couple more that maybe aren't as we would know about.
Arn is my number one. Rolling Stones is actually doing a tour this year.
What?
Yeah, they're. I thought that'd be interesting to see. I saw them about 2 years ago. I liked them. I didn't think they were bad. They still. If you're as old as Mick and you're still jumping around the stage like that, good for you. And Keith's pretty much dead. So.
Keith.
Also,
Keith.
my last one I have on here, which it's kind of fun, and they tour every single year. Steel Panther. I know it's a parody hair metal band, but those guys can play their instruments.
They put a good show.
They put a good show on. They have girls come up on the stage and dance. They have jokes. They can actually play their instruments, and they write good songs. So I recommend seeing them. They're in Cleveland tonight.
Steel Panther. Get the fuck out of Cleveland.
They'll
Get
be back
to
in
Pittsburgh.
They don't have a tour right now, but they are touring in 2019, so they'll be back. They're here every year.
They come every year.
Yeah, they're really good.
And throw a couple just random thoughts out about some of the bands you saw this year, because Lily is the queen of concerts. She goes to tons of shows.
All the
Throw
time.
us a few ones out that's on top of your head that you thought were really cool.
Lately?
Just
All right.
like this year.
All right, well, for example, Sunday I went to see Icarus Witch at a very small venue, Black Forge Coffee House in
Oh, yeah, that's still a thing.
Yeah.
That is a cool place. Icarus Switch. What is it?
Icarus Witch.
Icarus Witch. Please send me your stuff.
Quinn's watching.
I want to get you on the podcast. I've been hearing about you guys for many moons. So get in touch with me, because I'd love to interview you, and I would love to get you guys on the show. At least play your music. So.
And Reign of Z also is going to be playing at the Hard Rock coming up. I think it's next Thursday, the 13th.
Hard Rock's going metal? What?
Yeah, they do that occasionally. And they're going to be with Oceans to Ash and shit, I cannot remember the main headline band, and I feel bad about that right now because I have tickets to it. Sorry, I know I have it in there somewhere. See, this is what happens when I do a shot. This is all your
I
fault.
want to give a shout out to a show that I saw this year.
September morning. It's September morning. Sorry.
September, the name of the band?
Yes.
I want to say that I had a really great time this year at the Silk 9 CD release.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
All the bands that played were really, really good.
And I got to MC.
It was really fun. And if you are a local, if you're an independent band and you're in your own neighborhood, because I got people listening from all over the world, that's how you do a show. They did a really good show, and they had some very cool opening acts. It was the appropriate venue. You know, it wasn't like we're going to do a CD release and we're going to book the biggest venue and no, they just did where they knew they could fill it up. It was a great show. A lot of fun. I bought merch. It was a lot of fun. Right, Lily?
Oh my God, it was like one of the best shows. And
they sounded great. Yeah,
the VIP area was great. So,
and I want to give. This is a band that a lot of people, I think, in Pittsburgh and maybe even in your big rock city, wherever it is. If you're listening in New York or Chicago, I'm not exactly sure. Rival Sons. They played a smaller venue here in Pittsburgh. They played the Rex, and they did a great show. They just came out. Jay Buchanan has an amazing voice, and he brought his A game. And everybody was. They had a keyboard player, by the way, which was very cool. And it was a really cool show. And they didn't play real long. Let me just kind of throw something out, you guys. You don't have to play. You don't have to do a Springsteen. 4-hour show. You don't got to do that.
You don't?
No. This is the Tom Petty said one time, rest in peace. Take me to the chorus. Don't bore us. Take me to the chorus. And there's nothing wrong with playing a short show, because you go to these shows, right? And there's 9,000 bands playing.
Which is fine.
If everybody would play it, leave us wanting a little bit more. We're gonna like you more. We're gonna be like running to like get that record. We're gonna be like getting on. I mean, right? You're not gonna make money, but we're gonna at least get on YouTube, and you're gonna get a like and a share. So like, leave us wanting a little more. It's not really important that you leave us exhausted. Not everybody can do that. Artists like Elton John, Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Iron Maiden, Metallica, bands like that, they have this giant catalog. They've got years and years and years and years of music that people have grown to love and take to heart and, really enjoy. So those guys can play longer shows. A band like Greta Van Fleet, Rival Sons, bands like that, it's okay. It's total. I won't feel ripped off that you played a short show, because
it's nice to just have a taste.
Just do your thing, If you've got 10 good ones, play them. Totally cool. If you've got 8 good ones, play them. It's totally fine. Blow me away for 40 minutes. You don't need to be, because here's what happens if you start doing a lot of stuff and that maybe isn't your best stuff or stuff people start looking at their watches. They start checking their cell phones. You start to lose people. So when you're new, you got to pay some dues. And I thought that Rival Sons was totally appropriate. They're not new. They've been around for 10 years, but I mean they're not at the Ozzy status.
Right.
They're not the Iron Maiden or Metallica status where they've got this giant back catalog of hits that people want to hear. They did their best shit. They crushed. And they left me going like, oh my God, it's so good. I got to get a t-shirt. I got to, give me more. I want something to take home because it's very cool. So that was my sort of vote for like a very cool show. It was kind of not well advertised, but despite the fact that they don't get a lot of play in Pittsburgh, the Rex was asshole to Appetite. I don't know if it was sold out, but it was really fucking packed.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So good for those guys. But I'm going to play, we're going to play one more band. And then Lily and I are going to kind of goof off and wrap up.
Which is what we do good.
We're good at goofing off. So I need where's, good
Not
Lord.
this. You don't need the shot glass.
No. No more shots.
Yeah, I'm good. That one bit me.
Yeah.
Right in the
That
butt.
wild turkey will bite. Whew. So, all right, guys. Throw me a comment if you're drinking. I want to know what you're drinking. And in the meantime, we're going to listen to Invincible by Flying Joes. The record's not out yet, but you can hear it here on the Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. These guys, their native language is not English.
What?
They're French.
Wow, you wouldn't even know.
Like a lot. If you follow Flying Joes on
Is it
social media, a lot of their posts are in French.
Are you sure they're not Canadian?
No. They are Canadian. They're French Canadian.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of their posts are in French. I'm like their lead singer Sid. He's totally cool guy. I interviewed him. Like Sid, like English, please.
You speak English
Like
here.
woo woo ho ho ha ha. You know,
America.
talk more like the Bears.
We are invincible
Quinn, you gotta send me something
on the front line.
Quinn,
Quinn Lucas.
send it to me. Send it to me, or you can send it early.
Either or.
Go back and pray, road to see the streets. Can I speak on these boats on this mile?
Playing air bass.
Can I swing? What can we do?
Even Lily got
Keep
her.
it right on the wheel. Go, charge me, release me. We need some dignity. Go, let's swing. What can we do together? We are invincible. We are invincible.
Eating heads off of bats. He was fine with that.
We are invincible.
Loudini rockandrollcircus.com is the website. Please go back and check it out. Tons of artist interviews, like a lot of cool people. Like, do you remember Greg Kinn? Our love's in jeopardy, baby. I had him on there.
You had him?
Yeah, I had him.
Was he
do
good?
you know the actor Dermot Mulrooney?
Yes, I'm in love with him.
I interviewed him.
I'm in love with him.
Martin Barr from Jethro Tull, Nancy
cool.
Wilson from Heart, Nita
Strauss.
Strauss, who's like Nita Strauss. Like, yes, she's in Alice Cooper's band, but she's an artist in her own right.
Well, she was in other bands before that
Yeah,
band.
the Iron Maidens.
Yes.
Speaking of Iron Maiden, see,
She told me stories.
honestly,
about
listen to me.
Before she was famous.
Really, you guys who aren't from Pittsburgh, you really don't know what you're missing. Right? It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
I can't even.
We have our own language.
I can't even communicate it to you guys because it's like a whole situation. But anyway, so go to LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Interviews with all kind of cool people like that, plus tons of indie guys. Like, I want to tell you guys a little story. I met this Neil Fitzsimmons. Neil is a really awesome songwriter. His chief influence is Mick Ronson, who was Bowie's guitar player in Spiders from Mars. And they're really kind of carrying on that sort of like Ziggy Stardust in the Spiders from Mars kind of vibe. And so I just interviewed him recently. So check him out. There's tons of very cool bands like that. Frantic Romantic. That's another band I just interviewed. Love Stallion. Lisa, what's your name again? Lily. Lily is a huge fan of
I got a funny story to go along with that.
Steel Panther. If you love Steel Panther, but you want a band that's like a little more serious, like really doing it, check out Love Stallion. So there's tons of cool interviews with really cool bands that I bet you have not heard of, but you would really like. So go to LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com and check them out. It's very cool. A lot of cool stuff there. There's a little merchandise there. When you buy a T-shirt or something, it's really... And she's wearing high boots. So these things happen. But so go ahead. Lily's going to wrap up. We're going to end tonight's podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website.
Okay, so funny story. Wow, how you just called me Lisa. So one of my friends sent me a text the other day with a picture of myself from about 10 years ago on Tinder with the name Lisa. She's 39. So I contacted Tinder and said, what's going on there? And they said, oh, she probably just stole your picture. He or she.
Adrian!
I don't even know what that name
I
means.
don't know what that means either.
I don't even know why you're...
Lily, I don't know what that means.
You're diverging from my story right now, and it's making me mad. Anyway...
Lily posts this thing is from Tinder, and it's completely this... So somebody stole your picture. That's kind of a huge compliment. They're like, I'm like disgusting fat pig, so I'm going to pick some hot chick's picture.
I'm thinking, but the people who are looking for this Lisa girl, what if they walk up to me in a random place and go, are you such and such?
That almost never happens.
But you know what? It would be my luck.
Let me tell you a little story.
It would be my luck. Catfishing using my picture. How dare you?
I went to Guitar Center on Sunday.
Why?
And there were like 10 people that I'm friends with on Facebook.
Of course there were, because it's
I recognized them. But I didn't like go out to them and be like, oh my God! You know, I wasn't like that.
Okay, well, here's my luck. And Jason Pinkney, if you're watching, he can vouch for this. I got home from Miami, and we were at Eaton Park at 3 in the morning. This guy comes over. He goes, hey, Facebook friend. I said, oh, my God.
This is the world we live in 2018.
He's like, I finally got to meet you. I'm like, oh, my God, hi.
But, Lily, you're kind of a big deal.
I am. I'm definitely a fucking big deal.
We should get T-shirts, and we're gonna get T-shirts. Kind of a big deal.
Can I have kind of a fucking big deal?
Kind of a fucking big deal. And we're gonna wear them on the show.
I'm
gonna buy one for Keith.
I want one with my own photo on it.
See, this is the problem with women.
Can I get a photo of just my boobs on it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
See, I had this guitar teacher.
Wow, where's this
who
going?
taught classical guitar at IUP. His name was Irvin Kaufman.
That's a fun name.
And one day I was sitting there, I was playing, I was sweating, I'm like playing Bach's Bourrée in E minor or something. Not as good as Yngwie plays it, by the way. And he's like, stop. I go, okay. And he looks at me and he says, Lou, do you know why 10,000 women are abused in the United States every day? I said, no. Why? He says, because they don't fucking listen. That's what he said to me during my guitar lesson.
Wow. We're the ones that don't listen. Really?
So...
Because I can sit there and have an entire fucking conversation.
What would you think of a guitar teacher who would stop you're like worked on this all week to tell you that?
I'd punch him right in the balls.
I didn't do that. He was an old man.
Balls deep.
But Irv, if you're watching, if you're still alive.
Wow. I
can't believe you're still alive because you were old shit then. God bless you. I hope you make it. No, it all works out. Anyways, you've been listening to Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus, and we're going to get the living hell out of here because the more we talk, the more trouble we get into.
The more we're not going to be on this show anymore.
And, yeah, because I'm going to fire myself and Lily for being politically incorrect.
He might fire me.
I'm going to wrap up the show with a band that I saw at the Smiling Moose that blew my freaking socks off. They had a tricycle on stage.
Did you ride on it?
No, it was crazy.
I would have ridden.
But this band is freaking awesome. And before we wrap up, I want to go ahead and give everybody's website, and because we're all about promoting the bands. And one more time, if you have not shared, what the fuck's wrong with you? No, if you have not shared, please hit the share button. It's really important because this is how it's you telling your friends, I heard Stoke the Fire or Flying Joe's or Alter the Design. Like, it's you, this is how music is promoted in this day and age. So please share. But this is a band I really love, and we tried to hook up for an interview. It didn't work out, and I'm going to work on them, get them on the podcast. But this is a band called Raven Black. Really killer. Lily loves this band. We all love this band. They put on a great show at the Smiling Moose a few months ago. So check them out. Guys, have a great week. Lily, real quick, what is your show on Rock Rage Radio so people can check it out?
Thursday night, Hot Licks with Lily 6 p.m., rockrageradio.com, or you can download the free app to your smartphone.
This was a smartphone.
Even though mine's dumb. 90% of the
I
time.
had some of them fries with that mustard sauce. All right, guys, check it out. Thank you, everybody. Like everybody that's been promoting the show, that's been sharing the show. We really appreciate it. Please share it. This is the band Raven Black. Nothing on the. We're gonna close out with these guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and check out RavenBlack.com. Stroke the fire. I'm terrible. Stoke the Fire started the show. Flying Joes, Lou Lombardi, Ultra the Design, all great killer bands. Check them out. We'll get you guys all in the next Loudini Hard Rock and Metal Circus. You guys have a good show? You guys have a good time? We don't know if anybody's still watching, but I think that John and Gigi want us to stop after an hour, but we can't help ourselves. We're having too much. There's a lot of bands to go see, isn't there? And like, don't miss the indie bands, guys, because like sometimes those shows are really awesome, and you discover something that's really you wouldn't have known about. All right, you're twisting my fucking arm, motherfucker. Yeah, we'll go do it.
Yes, Chris, you were going to the other thing.
I never mentioned that. I think my eyebrows are too dark. Look at that. They're like crazy looking.
I dye mine on purpose.
No, you don't. Those do not look like fake eyebrows.
They're not fake.
But some bitches like paint them on.
Oh, I don't think mine are.
Okay. What color is your hair? Don't tell me you're blonde. Are you a redhead? That's all right. No, I think there's anything wrong with that. No, there is something wrong.
There's not anything wrong with blondes, but I look awful as a blonde. I've been blonde. I've been a redhead. I look pretty good as a redhead, but I switched it because my ex-husband's mother went and had the same hair color, and we were mistaken for actually like related. So I'm like, nope, fuck that. We're done.
Did you do a mother-in-law
No,
like sex thing?
no, it's that gigantic fucking cow of an asshole woman.
Wow, and you know, we're still live. You know that.
She's not watching it. She doesn't fucking say it.
Look, if you're BBW,
There's nothing wrong with that either, but this woman was the devil.
here's my problem with the BBWs. Which you don't have to say this much. But the problem is the second B is usually not true. There's like a small percentage with the first B, the second B is true. But most of the time, the second B is not true.
He's talking out of his butt right now.
Actually, I'm not. Guys, have a great night.
See ya. What are you doing now?
I gotta turn this off.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. You gotta go to the other page.
Oh my God, Lily, I am fucking fucked up. What do you mean I'll say it loud? Oh, I'm still on YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube. YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube.